Hi guys, today I would like to talk about one of the most persistent reasons for people getting divorced, filing domestic violence restraining orders. Unfortunately, even when children are involved, it's abuse. Abuse can be physical, mental, emotional, sexual, financial. I mean, there are all types of abuse, and the underlying reason for people being in that situation has psychological background. It could be childhood, where people were raised where they've been abused, and then they're in a situation where they're being abused and they don't notice it, or they're being abused but they love the abuser and they cannot leave and they feel trapped because of finances, children. I mean, you name it. There are so many reasons why people stay in abusive relationships. So there's a great movie we're going to watch and see how abuse can take forms where it goes beyond imaginable.
Everything in here as it should be?
I don't know why I forgot.
Well, we all forget things. That's what reminding is for.
Thank you.
Oh my God, Julia Roberts! I love her. She is amazing. Anyway, so in this scene, we can see how controlling she just changing the lines, and I'm assuming she's a housewife and he's expecting her to be a certain way and act a certain way and be this compulsive freak of cleanliness and order. And maybe because there is no order in his life, he wants her to create. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. He's controlling. This is completely out of line that he wants her to be this way. Why she's this way, I don't know. Why she's allowing it, I don't know. But it's not, I mean, when abuse happens, it's tough to say no when a victim is afraid of the abuser. So that's how it all starts. Like, oh, I'm reminding you to be this way. And she's, thank you. So it looks like she's going into this, she's allowing it instead of standing up for herself, maybe because she's afraid, probably.
Nice looking man, the doctor.
Doctor?
He says I have a beautiful house. Best on the beach. When was he in here? Yesterday while I was in town?
Martin, I don't know the doctor.
Sure you do. Young, good looking, outfitting his sailboat down there. Says you've been staring at him from the window all day. Does it give you that much pleasure to you? Stop it! Now you'll sulk, won't you?
No.
Yes, you will. You'll pout and spoil our supper. Our beautiful supper. Just smell the breath. I'm so sorry. When you smile.
What a psycho. So first he beats her up, and then he is kissing her and apologizing. So this is completely domestic violence, obviously. And he's asking for forgiveness right there because he's afraid. And you can see they have a beautiful house. She's probably financially trapped. Maybe there is a societal expectation of pretend to be a great, I don't know. I mean, there is no excuse. And even if there is a reason, and even if she were cheating, it doesn't matter. It doesn't look like it, but it doesn't matter even if she did. There is no way in the world that is okay to beat up another person. So this is the high level of abuse. So this is it. This is where she would be getting out right now. Like no questions asked, and run as far as possible. Whew, my gosh.
Bonjour, madame. You all alone in here?
They're beautiful.
I'm sorry we quarreled. If you don't like it, I could...
No, I do. I do.
You know, seems like it's a nice gift, whatever. Here's the thing. This is the trap that an abuser creates. First, this intense abuse, and it's like a game, right? It's an intense abuse, and then he gives her this beautiful gift, and she feels, sorry for him. Maybe she, I don't know, but I mean, this is a cycle. If not broken, it's going to repeat, meaning even if he tells her here, I'm never going to do this again, he will do it again. So it's, maybe this is an addiction to abuse on his part, and her tangling with him is part of this abuse situation, but she needs to get out. So this is no gift in the world will help her to stay alive, because abuse tends to escalate. I had a client who came to my office. She wanted to get divorced because her first husband was abusing her. We got her divorced. She married a second husband, came back in 3 months, wanted divorce from him. Abuse tends to, victims of abuse, they tend to pick different men, same different name tag, same type of man who is going to abuse them. So there is something in her that needs to work on why she's staying in this. She needs to get out, right? And then something in him where he needs help. He's psycho. He's completely mentally whatever. I don't even know what he is. Psychopath, sociopath, I don't even know. He's really, really mentally sick. All packed in this beautiful house doesn't make a difference, because if he kills her, what's that is good for?
I'm waiting.
Mrs. Clark called from the library. She said they could use me full-time now.
You already work 3 mornings a week, and I support that, because I know your love of books. What about our home? Don't you love our home as much?
Has your dinner been late to the table even once?
Oh, I can remember. Not so far back it was late. Like 2 days.
That was 6 months ago. Martin, my mother was all I had. And I'll never forgive myself for not bringing her here to live with us.
You shouldn't beat yourself. You always treated her with love.
She died, Martin. How could I not go to her funeral?
If you had told me, I would have taken you, given me a chance to pay my last respects. But you sneaked off inexplicably.
I didn't sneak off.
Need I remind you how I worried?
No. You reminded me enough the night I came back.
You aren't suggesting I enjoy that.
God, no. That would make you a monster.
She's so smart. Basically, there is an expectation that she would cook him dinner every night without delay, and he would remember delay 6 months ago because her mother died, and she didn't feel safe to tell him that she needs to go to her mother's funeral. This is so controlling. There are different forms of relationship control. It starts very nice. Well, let's not tell each other that we're going to see our exes, and the next thing you know, your partner is going and see ex without telling you, and you're trapped, not trapped, but basically there are different ways of, okay, yeah, let's not meet other friends without talking to each other first. There are all kinds of ways to isolate people. And then next thing you know, and it goes back to my other video, when people lose themselves in the marriage because they're so focused on pleasing the partner who has this set of expectations that she didn't feel safe to stand up to and say no to. Maybe because he pays, maybe because he's a man, maybe because I don't know. But it's completely not acceptable, obviously.
Of course, it's none of my business. She left her husband. He was a horrible man. He used to beat her. No. Started right after their honeymoon. At first he was charming, tender, but it all changed. He said if she left him, he would punish her, and he meant that his punishments were terrible. He would never let her go, said he could find her anywhere. Couldn't she call the police? Well, she did. She called them, and a lawyer, too. They said she could make a citizen's arrest, get a restraining order. It was pathetic. Well, how did she leave? She risked everything. Escaped.
You know, in some cases, domestic violence restraining order is not going to help, and I'm not blaming her for that, because the moment he would have been arrested, he would have came back and killed her. That's the type of man he is. And when clients come to me, and I actually never had this experience where a client is so afraid that they have to stage their own death and run away. This is very extreme. But there are lots of cases where husband who in Sacramento was it 2021 who killed supervisor and the children in church because and he had a restraining order against him. So there are dangerous people out there, and that's why it's very important to date them before marrying for a long time, or to notice red flags. For example, when I dated someone who would violently react to any situation, I would run. As a child of abuse, I smell abuse from far away. I smell aggression. I smell hypersensitive. I probably have PhD in abuse. So since I ran away from my home, I have never been physically abused ever again. Why? Because I sensed that situation from far away. And a lot of people don't have that sensibility. So they end up in situation, and, he probably slapped her once or twice when they were dating, and showered her in roses and expensive gifts. And she were okay with that. So again, it's very important to pay attention to these little aggressions. It's not okay to be aggressive. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be, dissatisfied and express that dissatisfaction, but it's not okay to become physically abusive, mentally abusive, calling someone's names. It's not okay, no matter what. And that's the red flag I would suggest to look for in a relationship.
That's Varna. I don't think so. Your feel's right. There's the telephone. You could call the police. I know your every thought, Laura. You're wondering if they can protect you. Who knows? They may issue an order instructing me to stay away from my own wife. Nothing can keep me away. I love you, Laura. I can't live without you. And I won't let you live without me. Think carefully.
Let's give me the police. Hurry, please.
Okay, here's exactly what I told you he's going to do. So he is saying things that are red flags. He's saying, I'm not letting police keep my wife away from me, which means he considers her as a thing, not a human being who has wishes to stay away from him. And then he also said another thing that made me clear know that he's going to kill her, is where he said, I'm not gonna live without you, and I'm not letting you live without me. So these two things combined tells me that if she doesn't kill him, he's gonna kill her, because he cannot live without her in his sicko mind. So please, please, please pay attention to red flags. Get out as soon as possible when you notice these things. And I mean, I don't know if therapy would have helped, if some treatment would have helped. I mean, this is all completely untreated situation. Obviously, there are so many tools right now available, but I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Nobody wants to be in the situation, but even at the early stages when his abuse started to just, a little bit develop. Because I'm sure he charmed her at the beginning of their relationship. He wasn't like that right off the bat, right? Anyway, so stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in my next consultation. Bye.